Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video guys. If you have a Hyundai Kia GDI engine and let's say your car starts cold, when the engine is cold it starts super easy, but hot it does not start guys. It takes a while to start, okay, let's say it's cranking for a long time or it doesn't start. We'll explain what can easily cause that as well. Stay with us, we'll cover that today, and one of those can practically destroy your engine guys. Before we start, let me tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why? Simply because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep providing these free videos. And if you need to buy any parts to use for a good price and quick shipping, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tools and supplies from. With that being said, let's explain what we have specifically here. So this is a 2.4 GDI engine that we'll be demonstrating on. Now let's say you start your car cold, runs fine, no problems at all, you turn it off and you almost try to restart it a few minutes later, or while the engine is still hot, it doesn't. What can cause that now? Number one thing, in some cases guys, it could be failing crankshaft or camshaft position sensors. This is the crankshaft sensor, it detects the position of the crankshaft and the pistons, and then you have camshaft, intake camshaft position sensor, and the exhaust camshaft position sensor that detects the position of the camshaft, so it can do the variable timing. And if guys, okay, if one of those fails, what can happen? Okay, actually your engine may not start, or it may crank for a long time, and it may not start at all, because when they get hot they can actually quit guys, and when they get cold they start working. So that's very likely. Number two, it could be bad fuel pump in the fuel tank. This GDI engine has two fuel pumps. This is the fuel pump for the direct fuel injection. That's right here on top usually, okay, like that. But you have a lower pressure fuel pump that's in the fuel tank that will deliver fuel to the high pressure pump. And the one in the fuel tank, when they start going out, when they're cold, they work sometimes, no problems, but when they work for a while they get warm, and with warm resistance increases and you turn the car off, the pump will kind of like seize until it gets cold again, and it may work, it may not, but that's why it may not start. Number three guys, let's say your car starts cold, but when it's hot it takes a long time to start. What can happen? You may have problems with the fuel delivery system. For instance, you may guys have a leak in the fuel system. It may be losing fuel pressure, and what can cause that? Usually leaking fuel injectors. That will flood your engine. It can cause your engine not to start, or to start after a long time, and it will kind of like go for a few seconds, it will be running rough idle, and then after a while it will clear up and it will run good. That can be caused by a leaking fuel injector that keeps dripping fuel in the cylinder when the car is parked hot, and as a result, okay, that can destroy your engine. In one way we will explain how, but when that fuel drips, you will get the spark plug wet. From there guys, when the exhaust comes out on the backside, the oxygen sensor, upstream oxygen sensor, will detect that you have rich fuel mixture, which will try to compensate, not spray enough fuel, and eventually the engine will start, but it will be running unstable for some time. Also, the leaking fuel injector, we have a special video that explains how it can destroy your engine, but practically it can practically seize your engine, because if it leaks too much and the fuel doesn't come through the piston rings in the oil pan, what can happen? It can actually cause that liquid, that fluid fuel, to stay on top of the piston, and when you turn the engine it can actually bend connecting rod. Or if that fuel makes its way around the piston rings, you will get in the engine oil, it will dilute it, and it can destroy your practically crankshaft bearings, camshaft bearings, and it can destroy your engine because you will have limited lubrication. So put a dipstick, smell it. If it smells like fuel, you have a problem. If it's above the full mark, if your oil level keeps increasing, you more likely have a problem guys, and it could be a leaking fuel injector, unless you have a, let's say, coolant leak at the same time that keeps putting coolant in your engine oil. So usually when you have fuel in the oil, it will be just diluted, it will be still that oily color, but it will be thin and it will smell like gasoline. So those are guys quite common that we see on higher mileage engines. In some cases it could be even guys, okay, bad engine computer that gets hot, okay, and sometimes it will quit working, it will cool, and then it will work again. So it will be really hard to diagnose, but you need to start, okay, with one thing at a time and see what causes it. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.